ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਤਿਨ ਵੇਦੀਆਂ ਕੀ ਕੁਲ ਵਿਖੈ ਪ੍ਰਗਟੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਰਾਏ ਸਭ ਸਿੱਖਨ ਕੋ ਸੁਖ ਦਹਿ ਜੇ ਤੇ ਭੈ ਸਹਾਇ ਸਭ ਸਿੱਖਨ ਕੋ ਸੁਖ ਦਹਿ ਜੇ ਤੇ ਭੈ ਸਹਾਇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Right, today Vidya Sanskar on education. Now this one isn't a sanskar in the terms of a ceremony, but the word sanskar can also mean the actions that you do, which create sanskar in you, which create like sort of permanent types of your personality, let's say, or characteristics. Anyway, so what we're going to look at is types of education and the effects that they have on us, what a Gurmat education would include, and what the Sampardai and the Missionary College teach nowadays, and what they taught in the past as well. So we're going to do that, but me being me, I thought this was going to be the easiest one to do, and the one with the least slides, and it's turned out to be the longest one, and the hardest one to actually put together. So, for a change, we might not actually finish this PowerPoint this week, and it might continue into next week, or whenever we do the next one, because of the weather, or me disappearing from the country. But anyway, Vidya Sanskar, education. So education is lifelong, so it's not like a Sanskar, how we discussed the birth, Janam Sanskar. It's not a one-off thing, it's something that you do all your life, you keep on learning. So it's not a ceremony per se, we said there, but it is your education from your birth to your youth really is pinnacle. That creates the foundations for the rest of your life. So whatever you learn in your early years, especially towards your youth until you're about 20, let's say, that's really going to have a massive impact on the rest of your life. So we've said that Sanskar here means creating your experience of knowledge and not necessarily a ceremony. Types of education for people in the UK and us ourselves, GCSEs, A-levels, NVQs, degrees, whatever it may be on beyond that. That's worldly education. So that's something that we do in a worldly sense. And what that does is, it gives us an occupation, lets us fit into the world, gives us money, status, so it's worldly results. And it gives you a standing in society and a function to interact with society and fitting in with society. So being a normal person, going to work 9 to 5, being part of the rat race, yeah, having a mortgage, getting married, getting a car, having kids and dying. Yeah, that's the basic life that most people do. Now, that's part of that system. So this worldly education is part of that system that most of us will integrate into. Now, the Gurmat system of education is about wisdom, inspiration and morals. Now, a lot of the Gurmat stuff will actually go against all of this. Yeah? Now, the rewards that the Gurmat education will give you are both worldly and spiritual. So, Gurmat education can get you what you want out of the world and your kalyan, and your liberation. The worldly one can only give you worldly results, it can't give you anything beyond that. Now, both educations, we can use both, yeah? But at the same time, people use both for the abuse of power, money and status. So, people who get education both in dharma and both in the worldly stuff, they use that wrongly as well. So that doesn't mean if someone's learned that is a gyani, they can use that gyan then to give people the wrong prachar. So a certain pracharak in the world currently says, why do we need to do 2.5 hours job? It's a waste of time. Maharaj says do it 24/7. But if you don't do 2.5 hours sitting down, how are you going to get to 24/7? It's an incremental system. Yeah? So he just going on a stage and then doing content of 2.5 hours job without actually bedding it into a system doesn't work as well. But they do content of certain stuff and then it turns out to be content of everything. So you end up actually criticising the whole system and the foundation of it as well. So we have to be very careful when we criticise anything in Gurmat as well. Now our aim is to use both for our liberation. So if we're going to function in the world, we're going to have to get a worldly education as well. But then we can use that worldly education to actually function and do Gurmat Prachar as well. But also be successful in the world, but also get our Kalyan done. So you can use both systems for our Kalyan. Now, in our early years, our mother will always be our primary teacher, but it's her job really, if she can, to instill good mantra into us. Now if it isn't your mother, it's someone else, that person's job really if they can. Because if they instill Gurmat into that person, that child can get Ajab Pajab as a child, so they can get doing Simran non-stop as a child. And if they get it imbued in their swas, in their breath, that continues into later life as well. Yeah, all the kid has to do then is start doing Simran again, and it comes back to him. So it doesn't ever go away like that. So you can come back as well quite quickly. Now, Gurmukhi Akkar, I haven't put a lot of the Rehatname in here this week, because we're doing the themes, and it's just the Panktiyan from the Rehatname. So Singani te Sikhe Jai, Hana. So there's Gurmukhi Akkar, there's a Pankti from the one of the Rehatname. But basically it says that you should learn Gurmukhi, and you should learn it for the Gursikhs. But it's about starting the Penti as soon as possible with the child. So giving the Penti Akkar Ura Era as a small child and getting to start recognising the letters and things like that. So that starts, and by the time they're 2 or 3, they can actually read. So Saki, in terms of children, Bhakti Farid, obviously his mother used to get him to do Bhakti, but then she used to hide sukkar, candy underneath his sort of where he used to do Simran, and then he used to pick up the sheet, and then he used to do sukkar there. So she enticed him into doing that. So sometimes for kids, you're going to have to actually give them a reward, or sort of entice them into doing Bhakti. But that's how Bhakti Farid's mother did it for him. And to the extent that he did that much Bhakti, that one day she forgot to put the sukkar there, and God put it in there himself. So that can happen as well. Gurbani, grammar, Ucharan, we have to have Santya to learn that. We have to learn the arts of Gurbani. So a lot of the debates we have on social media or on the forums are down to the fact that we're so ignorant in Gurbani and the art and our education and our history that we have numerous people now commenting on social media because no one's got an education in it. So everyone thinks their way is the right way. And when someone like me goes on social media and says something, oh, you're being an extremist, yet we've got multiple banks that we can put up which will say, actually, you're going to be a snake and a cat and you're going to die if you don't want to take Amrit. We can put all that up, but we don't, because we know people are going to start crying then. If you give them the real Pankti, which Maharaj is actually swearing at people, there's even Pankti that says, Asna jape na naam til til kar kattiye, which means someone who doesn't do naam sirvan, get something and cut their tongue into millions and pieces. That's what Gurbani is saying. Yeah? Now you can say, oh, that's just a metaphor, but Maharaj doesn't do anything in metaphor, Maharaj does everything practically as well. So there's things like that in Gurbani, but we don't, as Pracharaks, tell them, or tell people, on a normal stage in a Godhara, the Pracharak will always say it, but people don't usually notice those things, innit? Anyway, moral stories and history, we should get those inbred in us, so to give us moral fibre for ourselves, for our Sikhi, and for our sort of education. So if when you go to school, when I went to school, we learned this Hindu da koi hega, Raja Pati, Raja, Raga, Ramakam, like it is now, yeah? Yeah? But it's basically a song, a Vedic song about Ram, and then we sing all these Christian hymns. Morning is broken, blackbird has spoken, or something like that, I don't know, yeah? Yeah? But the thing is, the whole point is, even schools, they put that into your system, and a lot of schools in India have got Desh Shiva as their anthem, but they don't relate anything to Sikhi, they just say we're Hindus. Anyway, physical appearance, yes, we are different. So as children, as yourselves as well, and young people, we are going to stand out. But that's part of your moral fibre, to actually realise that we are always going to be different as Sikhs. And that's going to make us stand out, and we might get bullied, and we might get picked on. That's the whole point of being a Sikh, that we stand out and actually be proud of that as well. Now, it's not easy at all times, but if we have all of this, backing it up, we've got examples of the Sahib and other people who've gone through these hardships, then that helps us along our way. Schooling and Gurmat. Now, in terms of parenting, education that is accepted in Gurmat is basically only Bhakti. So in Rehat Sahib, every day you read here, which basically says, everything else you do is a waste of time unless it's non-Japana. That's what Gurbani is saying. Now we can convert our other actions to be sacrificed to God in the way that we conduct them, and if we do similar all the time, then it can still count as Bhakti. But in terms of schooling and everything else, if you think of it like this, yeah, we get schooled compulsory till the age of 16, and some of us in the UK might do it till the age of 21. America and Canada, it's just crazy. You have people doing their degrees till they're 26, 27, 28, because they keep coming in and out and just doing modules and stuff like that and paying for their exams. In the UK, we're quite lucky, we finished by the age of 21, 22. But if you think of it like this, that's 21, 22 years of your life. If you counted the amount of years that you've put towards Gurmat, what would it be? one class or something every week, if that, and then you didn't practice as well. Yeah? So in terms of our real life, how much do we actually do? So Muslim I went to school with, we had one who was like 10 years old. He knew the whole Quran off by heart at the age of 10, to the extent that you could say any pangti, any line out of the Quran, and he could tell you the next line. That's anywhere out of the Quran. Yeah? So the thing is, we criticise Muslim but at the same time they've got a lot of good systems in terms of schooling and education. They take their kids every day to the mosque to get educated. Now, selecting schools and children's progression and timetabling, this is what I'm getting to be fair. But how do you select your school? Just because it's a Sikh school, you send your children there. But a lot of Sikh schools we're having experience of it at the moment, they've got worse practices than a normal school. Proms and everything else and promoting other stuff. Yeah? So it's like, just because it's a Sikh school, we think that we're a better school, but it doesn't mean that it will be. So the moral education might be better than another school. So we have to be very careful about where we send our children to schools, and then the progression of the children. A lot of people now will pay for tuition to get their kids through 11 plus, or maths and English. So I teach a number of Gurmat, Gursikh Parivar kids, and the kids never practice their Samthya. Yeah? So we charge a pittance in terms of the Samthya, or nothing. Yet when they're paying another tutor, they'll pay £25 and they'll do the tutor's work as well, and the Samthya is not done. Yeah? So the thing is, and then timetabling, it's like how do they plan their lives? So a lot of kids I know, the families I teach, some of them, they're quite rich and they've got a lot of money, so the kids are going swimming one day, violin lesson the other day, and this the other day, and then that the other day, and it's like the kids have never got time to do the Samthya and they never do it. And this is Gursikh Parawars, it's not anyone else. So it's like, where is the reality of what you're trying to do with your children? Are you trying to make sure that they actually stick into the schooling system and worldly system to make sure that they make money in the future, or is it that they become Gursikh? Because it's a very selective balance of how we actually achieve that. Sangat and congregation and social circle. Where are we congregating? Who are we socialising with? Because that's going to make our schooling and our Gurmat. So if our children are hanging around with kids who are smoking spliffs every day, yeah, and drinking cans of breaker or cheddar soup or whatever it may be, yeah, obviously that's going to have an effect on the children. So we have to look at the social circle of the children. So a lot of, again, Amritari Parvars, I know, some of the children don't socialise with anyone. They go to school and they come home. They go to the after school stuff or whatever they do, and then they don't go to the Gondar or anything. So outside of that, they've got no sangat of kids of their own age who are Gursikhs that they can mingle with, and they can see that actually we're the same, and we've got a system of support. So that's quite important as well. Now, this is where it gets controversial, yeah, for your Instagram people who are watching possibly now, yeah. Anyway, the educators. Who were the educators in Sikhi? So we've got different people listed here, yeah. Some people are going to be quite shocked by me bringing up some of these in here, but I'm going to do it today, yeah. So firstly, the Udasis, we'll explain that in the slides. The Nirmalas, the Taksal, also internationally, Sikh Missionary College, also internationally, but also distance learning. So the Sikh Missionary College do distance learning, so you can actually learn from them. The Nihangs and Hazuri Taksal. So that's 5 systems of schooling or education in Gurmat that I'm going to go through now. Now, the problem with the Udasis is, Baba Siri Chand, I'll start from the start rather than going to the problem first, sorry. Baba Siri Chand, he's the oldest son of Guru Nanak. So this is him in an artistic picture. Now, what he said is he wants to stay udas from the world, which means he stays detached from the world. So he didn't actually follow Guru Nanak's marag of saying that we live in the world and still get mukti. So he was actually saying, I'm giving up on the world. Yeah? So live a life of complete renunciation, no marriage, no nothing, no real taking money or anything like that, just being completely renunciant. Now what happened was, in terms of Baba Siri Chand and the Udasis, when they started then, some people say the Udasi Mat is Sanatan, so it's like millions of years old, yeah? But other people say the Udasis, the Sikh Udasis, started with this period of Baba Siri Chand. Now that's the debate that people can have and they can decide how they want. But in terms of Baba Siri Chand, he was shunned by Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji and Sri Guru Amardas Ji. So Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji left Kartarpur and went to Khadur Sahib, and he had no dealings with him because obviously Guru Angad Dev Ji got the Gurgaddi, Baba Siri Chand didn't. So there's a bit of animosity. DJ Pashi as well didn't have any dealings with Baba Siri Chand. But then Jyothe Patsha, Baba Siri Chand comes to see Jyothe Patsha, and then they got on good terms. And Panjay Patsha, Shime Patsha, Baba Siri Chand's back in to Guru Ghar completely and accepted. Now, this is where it gets interesting. And when Baba Sri Chand passes away, he appoints Sheme Pasha's eldest son, Baba Gurditta Ji, as the leader of the Udasis at that point. So Sheme Pasha's eldest son, Baba Gurditta, who in all texts and all history is seen as a Brahmgyani anyway, yeah, he's appointed the leader of the Udasis. Now, if you think of Baba Gurditta, he's the son of the Sheme Pasha, he's the father of Satme Pasha, yeah, and he even gave darshan to someone as Guru Nanak at one point as well, by the order of Sheme Pasha. So he's got a lot of Gyan and Brahmgyan as well, but he was appointed, but Baba Gurditta obviously was a Gresti, so he was married. But Baba Gurditta Ji, he actually set up 4 sort of shaka of the Udasis, so he set up 4 schools, and those 4 schools have continued to some extent to this day. So what happens is, at that point, the Udasis sort of make up a system where you can be a Gresti and you can be an Udasi, like be a ascetic, let's say. Yeah. Now we also have Hindu Udasis. As far as I know, they don't take Amrit at all, the Udasis. Yeah. That's as far as I know. Yeah. I'm not going to say that they do, because from all my sort of research so far, and I've actually been to Udasi Akarena in India and done some research, and met an Udasi who runs one of the dairy, and I've actually asked him who's the most spiritual person in your sort of system in this current time. Tell me who it is, and I go and see him, and he goes, they're all a bit not there really. I'll be big politically correct today on camera. You can ask me afterwards what he really said. But anyway, now this is where it gets interesting in terms of Udasis, in terms of not following the system what we've got in Sikhi today. After Dasme Pasha left Anandpur Sahib, the Udasis are the ones who took control of Anandpur Sahib afterwards and looked after the Gurdwara Sahib and Takht Sahib and things like that. And even Hajur Sahib as well, after Guru Gobind Singh leaves, it's actually Udasi Mahants who actually looked after Hajur Sahib as well. Now what happens is Maharaj Ranjit Singh's time, they become the custodians or the caretakers of most of the Gurdwara across the Punjab, and they get Jagira from Maharaj Ranjit Singh, so they get income from Maharaj Ranjit Singh to actually run the Gurdwara as well. So they sort of got money at that point as well. And then what happens is when the British come in, they cut their funding, and when they cut their funding, the Mahants become corrupt who run the Gurdwara at the time. So during the British reign, these Udasi Mahants became very corrupted, doing really bad practices in the Gurdwara, putting murtiyan in, drinking sharab, having prostitutes in there and stuff like that. So the Sikhs then obviously led a movement to free those Gurdwara in the 1920s. Now what happened is, because what the Udasis were doing in the Gurdwara, our Qawm revolted against the Udasis. Prior to this period, the Udasis weren't seen as a threat and were seen as an integral part of our Qawm. So at this point, we went completely against them, so Sikhs give Sikh Vidiya, peacefully protest to free the Gurdwara from them. Yeah. Now what you have to realise, obviously, like any movement, you always have people who are bad in any movement or any sort of Sampardai. It doesn't matter who it is, or even in Jathebandi as well. I mean, you've got people doing Kirtan on a beach now, but you know what I mean, and they're trying to defend themselves. So any Jathebandi, it doesn't matter who it is, they can always have bad people. So it wasn't that all the Udasis were bad, but our Qawm made that so that they all are to an extent. So we came up with our standardised view of Sikhi today, which is, you're only a Sikh if you're Amritdhari, and no one else is a Sikh, and that's the way it is. Yeah. Now, today, the Udasis still have a Kare, which is like their dairy sort of thing, in all major Sikh cities across the Punjab and across India. So they're still there in existence, but they're sort of silent. So in Amritsar, the Darbar side, they've got 3 around the Darbar side, and most of the bazaar on one side is all theirs really, yeah, but they're selling it off slowly. Now the core beliefs, I don't know what they are, I'm not going to deny that, yeah. But even people like Dr. Talochan Singh, who translated Paisa Ranjit Singh's autobiography, he speaks very highly of the Udasis. So my research is continuing on what they were doing, but at the same time, they were seen as people who were educators. So they were teaching Sikhs at the same time. Now the problem is, because of the backlash in the 1920s, even the Udasi that I went and met and interviewed, he said to me immediately, he's a Hindu. He said, we're not Sikhs. And then when I told him, look, I know your system, I know who you are. My mate was with him, who's known him for 20 years. And then he turned, and then he started speaking. He said, yeah, we are Sikhs, but because of the SGPC, because we just say we're Hindus, so no one kicks off with us. And he could speak fluent Punjabi, fluent English, fluent Hindi. And this is a guy who's about 70 years old, Bajurg. So they're very well read and Azana. Now, they had a huge historical role in functioning Sikhi until this century. Now we don't look at them another Udasis. So that's just a point to say that they were education our system. We haven't got a whiteboard today, Anna, but I'll show you something, or I'll say something at the end, Anna. But they were seen as integral to Sikhi. Now the thing is, the way you got to view these and the Nirmala as well is nowadays a lot of Sikhs become followers of Radha Swamis, Undarankaris, and see that as an accepted system. But really, what the Udasis and the Nirmala were actually doing was getting people ready to take Amrit. Yeah? So people who weren't willing to take Amrit might have followed the Udasis or the Nirmala, whoever it was, and then they learnt off them, learnt Gurmat off them, and then took Amrit at a later stage. So even today, in terms of our Sikh population, 90% doesn't take Amrit. But that's where the function of the Nirmala and Udasis would have worked for all people. Yeah? But anyway, the Nirmala, very controversial in our calm nowadays because of this bit, because of what they wear. Yeah? This colour that they wear and the way that they wear their clothes. So this is the actual dress really, Hannah. This guy is actually the leader of the Nirmala officially at the moment, Maharaj. Officially. Yeah? Doesn't mean he's the most spiritual. But anyway, I won't go into that. Yeah? Now the thing is, this guy's quite famous, Hannah, Darshan Singh Shastri, Hannah, and he teaches a lot of people. Now the Singhs, back in Guru Gobind Singh's time, there's differences in historical accounts and it's very controversial of what actually happened. Now the Nirmala that I've been to and I go to, and I follow Nirmala sadhus, you'll come to my house, you'll see all the photos all over my house here. People cuss me over WhatsApp groups about it, yeah? So I'm saying it openly today. But anyway, they went, Guru Gobind Singh sent them to Benares to get Vidya, about the Veds and other stuff. Now people say, well, why did Guru Sahib send the saints to get Vidya? Couldn't Guru Sahib teach it himself? The whole point was, yeah, that the Sikhs, as a Qawm, never had to go out of Guru Gar to get any type of Vidya. So Guru Sahib brought all the Vidya into Guru Gar. So the Sikhs would never ever feel any shortage of any Vidya which existed in India. So even right in Dasam Granth, some of the Otare Guru Gobind Singh did, that was the reason for doing it as well, is to include everything in the Guru Gar. Now when they went to Benares, the Pandits there said, we're not going to teach you because you're wearing kakar, so you're wearing kirpana. They then wrote a letter to Guru Sahib and said, look, what should we do? And Guru Sahib said, don't cut your case. Whatever you do, don't cut your case. Anything else, don't worry about it. So they then wore this bastard. Yeah. Now look, you see, he is not wearing a kara here, that's what Singh Shastri. Now the thing is, if what they do as a Shah, what they actually do, yeah, they have like a guru, let's say this guy is their guru that they follow, yeah. They believe in Guru Granth Sahib, but that is a living thing, they believe in this person, let's say, for example, and he's their teacher, let's say. Guru is just a word for a teacher, yeah. So they just follow this person as their teacher. Until he approves that they can be given this bana, they can be normal people, they can be taken Amrit and follow their Rehat and whatever. At the point where he awards them with this bana, they can never touch money again. Yeah, so if you see anyone who wears this bana, with the star, who touch your money, or an American Express card like I saw one at an airport, yeah, basically he's not following the rule system that they've got. Yeah, they have to beg for food, they're not supposed to have any fixed abode, they've got a dare and out card, but this is the actual system. So where you're not got how can you beg for food? So their system is very, again, like the Udasi, an ascetic system in terms of being devoid of any sort of maya. Now the whole point of this bana that they wear as well is to say that they burn worldly desire. I read on a website when I was looking at this stuff as well this week. This website is like an answers website, and it's quite critical of. You could see like hatred coming out towards the Nirmala on there. But what people don't realise is, who wants to become a Nirmala? Who wants to wear that bana? Yeah. Who wants to go around begging? Who wants to not touch any berse? Who wants to go and live in jungles? No one wants to do that. So they're not. I don't see them as a threat at all, because no one would want to actually do that. Yeah, that's the first thing. Secondly, in terms of the Amrit and stuff, they have to take Amrit. There's no two ways about it. To become a Nirmala, you have to take Amrit. So a lot of the stuff on the internet saying they don't take Amrit and things like that. Fair enough, they don't follow the Kakari there, yeah, but they have to take Amrit. But they're very highly intellectual and spiritual. So a lot of the Kathawachiks today, even like people like San Singh Maskeen, Apna Nihangs, the famous one of the Kathawachik, Janisher Singh, he's learned to Udasi and Nirmala. So the Udasis and the Nirmala, actually from the Guru's times, yeah, so from the late 1730s, yeah, up to the British Raj, the Udasis and the Nirmala were the actual people that people went to get educated in Sikhi. That's who it was. The Taksal existed, but it was very sort of small, yeah, and these were more famous, especially the Nirmala. Now the Nirmala and the Udasis, what their role and function was, the Sanghs were always getting hunted down, because the Mughals would say, oh, kill all the Sanghs, or hunt them down and things like that. So the Udasis and the Nirmala weren't seen as a threat because they're not Shastar. So they could still stay in the Godhead and still do prachar. So when the Sanghs used to come back out of the forests and come back to normal living,
the Sangat already had Gurmat education from these people and then took Amrit immediately. So the Vada, the Kam occurred immediately like that. Now a lot of people say, well, the Nirmala especially are only mentioned in the 18th century, but that's because the Lekta started then. So the Udasi Nirmala writers and the intellectuals only penned stuff that century. That's what it is. So there's a lot of writers who are actually Nirmala as well, and there's a lot of Granths as well. Anyway, I've done all of this, yeah. Some people also say, yeah, we've got this argument in our sayings as well, isn't it? That we're Nirmala as well. So the Taksal are Nirmala, yeah. So they say that actually that these guys are wrong. We're in the Geru Bastar because the normal Amartai is in Nirmala as well. So you got that argument around by their saying Sampardai, but I'll park that one, yeah. Now you can learn and be educated from them, very fringe now, yeah. But the one thing you need to realise in terms of our Sikhi and our recent movement, in the Anandpur Sahib resolution was written by Sardar Kapoor Singh, Professor Rana, who's seen as one of the most intellectual Sikhs of the last 50 years, yeah. And the mother that Sant Janar Singh sort of pushed with the Akali Dal as well. The Anandpur Sahib resolution clearly states that we should bring in both the Udasis and the Nirmala back into the mainstream of Sikhi. So that's actually Mata in there. It's one of the last ones. It's one of the ones that no one paid any attention to or no one ever discusses. So that's there as well. Now we're going to now. So those are the fringe ones. We've mentioned them because they do exist and they are there. I'm not going to say to you go and learn off them, but I'm just telling you that's the history and that they did exist. Now no one goes to them in reality, yeah, and they're not seen as Sikhs as well to an extent. They don't really care. They're really on the other Sikhs. They'll just carry on doing what they're doing because that's how their system works. But anyway, the Damdami Taksal by Mani Singh Taksal as well, from Guru Sahib's time, teaching Gurbani art, yeah, normal Aramatari, Pindrawali, etc. So we've mentioned this a few times already, Anna. By Mani Singh Taksal was restarted this century, yeah, by Sant Guru Bachan Singh, so Gyani Kapal Singh was appointed, I think, Anna. Maybe Sant Amir Singh before, Anna. But anyway, it's very small even till this day, the by Mani Singh Taksal, and some of their views do not align with the main shark of the Taksal as well. Even some of their Katha, some of the things that they're saying now don't align. Yeah. But anyway, Sikh Missionary College. So this is the prevalent thing that's being pushed in terms of mainstream prachar and how education in Sikhi. So the SGPC founded this college when they freed the Gurdwara. So the SGPC got set up an election system which never existed in Sikhi. But anyway, part of the Singh Sabha movement and Sikh professors set up this college. And what they thought is that we need something which is a schooling system for our Gurdwara, because the Udasis, for the first time in Sikh history, had actually been ejected from the Gurdwara. So now they needed a new system to set up Granthis and look after the Gurdwara. So what happened is this century we had Punjabi grammar. Yeah, Punjabi grammar is this century it came about of the language grammar. Yeah, the grammar of Punjabi is different to Gurmukhi grammar. So the Taksal clashes with the Sikh Missionary College on their view of what Gurmukhi is, and we don't believe Punjabi grammar works in terms of Gurbani. Yeah. But at the same time, so they set up in 1927 in Amritsar. They got offices also under the Arts, London and Jammu. Still operates today. The Gyani qualification is the most famous thing that they do. So you become a Gyani officially by going through a system. The only problem is now, in terms of what they're doing now, you have to be +2 educated in India. So that means you have to be like 12th grade. And if you've not done your 12th grade, you can't go there. So this is where the Taksal comes in, or the other ones, because people who are poor or who have not gone through a formal education cannot join the missionary college now. That's a real big challenge, because obviously it's only people with a bit of money and schooling system that are going to be able to get to the missionary college. They can't even start. So I know Gyanis who do Kata Hajur side and they can't even write Punjabi properly. Yeah, because they didn't go through a proper schooling system. So even Sant Janar Singh, he didn't need it anyway, but at the same time, yeah. Now distance learning course, this is something I've looked at as well. So they do a distance learning course which you can do in Punjabi, Hindi and English, and then you have to study Asadiwar, Sukhmani Sahib, another Baniya, and some basic Sikhi, and then they send you the paper. So they give you a syllabus and you can study it. So I could become a missionary, the only title I'm missing at the moment, yeah. I could actually officially become a missionary and get the certificate and get educated. Yeah. So that's there for the missionaries. Now there was something else I was going to say, it's slipped my mind now. Anyway, the Nihangs and the Hajuri Taksal, so the Hajur Sahib, they also educate people. Yeah. Practical living of a dal with the Nihangs, so practical living of how the dal operates, yeah, how they make the langari and sarablo, how they look after Kore and things like that, how even they look after hathis, Shastar Vidiya, looking after the Shastras and things like that. So it's a practical system, the Nihangs. Whereas the Taksal and the Taksal and the Missionary College, it's more like a formal schooling system. So you go there, you wear the bana, you have your classes and you have to do certain things. Whereas the Nihangs is very more hands-on. Yeah? So if you join the Nihang dolls, it's more hands-on, but also the Nihangs, Gurbani Santya, especially in Das and Granth. So the Nihangs might come to the Taksal, have the Vidya for Sri Guru Granth Sahib, but then the Taksalis and everyone else might go to them and Hajur side for Dasan Santya and Sarblo. So they still have a vanguard on Dasan and Sarblo as well. Now, that's the sort of, and then Bana as well, and then Chakravarti dolls as well. So people, these saying, some of them, they actually don't have a fixed abode, so they keep moving and travelling, and they take the dal with them. And you can see how the Saints would have lived back in the day of Guru Sahib's time, the way that they operate and function as well. Now, types of Gurmat Vidya, we've got Arth Bodh, so understanding the meanings of Gurbani, Raag Vidiya, Kirtan, Dhadhi, Kaveeshar, Maharaj di Seva, put that on paper, and Shastar Vidiya. Now, Gurbani Arth, yeah, so you got this thing about Gurbani grammar, Punjabi grammar, Missionary College and the Taksal. I will say this, yeah, there's only two systems to learn Guru Granth Sahib. You either learn the Taksali way or you learn the Missionary College way. There's not a third way. And there's a lot of people in the world who are doing a confused amalgamation of the two views. Yeah? So the only two systematic ways to get something out is either Missionary way or the Taksal way. I'm not going to say which way is better or not. I align myself to the Taksal way. But at the end of the day, if you're going to do it, you only do one or the other. You can't have a mixture. So a lot of people and a lot of parties in the UK, they just learn off the Gyani, whoever it may be, and that Gyani possibly hasn't had Samthya, and he just made it up and he's gone on as well. So these are the only two systematic ways to do it. Yeah, one is created this century without a shadow of a doubt, with a second one. The other one, we say is from Guru Sahib's time. People say we're liars, and we made it all up, and all the sample, the Mahapurushas that have been lying for the last 100 years. Jidi manani manno hana, or the Padi Sharda at the end of the day. But anyway, you can learn art from the above or study under Nirmalas as well, but the Nirmalas and the Udasis give sort of homage to the Taksal for their Samthya as well. Yeah, but they might, the Nirmalas, some of the Nirmalas I've seen, they sort of align sometimes with the grammar view as well, so it gets a bit confusing. Yeah, you can learn from your local Ustad, you can learn online from people nowadays, and you can do distance learning. So it's up to you. So these are the systems that exist that you can learn Gurbani Arth in as well. So actually learning the meanings of Gurbani as well. And we've done the DK and the sort of different Arth of Gurbani at the start as well for the course already. Now Raag Vidiya, let me just check something. What's there? Yeah. Raag Vidiya and Kirtan. And Guru Sahib's Kirtan was only done on string instruments. Only string instruments, nothing else. So this Vajja didn't exist. Yeah? At all. And he's actually banned from Guru Ka at the start. Yeah? Because it was seen as something which is a sort of polluting instrument because of what it was used for, like dancing and things like that. Now Guru Granth Sahib is written 31 rags, so 31 rags, so 31 musical measures that the Guru Sahib chose to write the Bani in. Certain Bani, like Jap said, are not in a rag, and there's some other Bani which are not also in rag as well, or in brass. Now, but so it's written in musical measures, can't simply dismiss it. So some people come out today and say, well, rag also means love. So long as you sing it with love, it doesn't matter. But then why did Guru Sahib write in a rag? It's sort of, some people say we only do things logically. So if you can do things logically, then you can only do Kirtan in rag. That's the logic. Because the Guru Sahib set that logic up as well. Yeah? But anyway, Tuniya Sheme Patsha, the Tuniya Sheme Patsha, there's Vai Vara in Guru Granth Sahib. So there's 22 Vars. A Var is basically a shabd which has a slok, a mahalla, and a pauri. Yeah? Now those Vars, Sheme Pasha wrote in Tuniya at the start of the Vars, so like Asa Diwariya Tunde, Asraje Ki Tuni. Yeah? That means it's a musical measure which is different to the rags. And it's saying in that Var you should sing it in this Tuni. Now I asked Kirtanis, and friends I've got who do in Raag Vidiya, and I said to them, you tell me which rag is doing in Tunde, Asraje Ki Tuni, the Asa Diwar, and no one could answer the question. I've even challenged a girl who plays Rabab, yeah, to do one shabd just playing the Rabab. Like Bhai Mardana would have done and playing a Jodi or whatever, but just do Kirtan and just on the Rabab. No one. And nowhere on the internet will you find anyone doing it. I've not found anyone. Yeah, I found a guy the other week, but he ain't even playing it when he's sitting at the Rabab side. He's just like doing the shabd in Rag, but he's not even playing the strings. Yeah? Because no one's got the voice and no one's got the vidya to actually do it nowadays. So we've lost that Vidya. So the Tuniya again as well, we don't really know. It might be in some Raag Vidiya books, but again, this Vidya is sort of lost to us now. Kar, when a Shabd comes and he says Kar, that's the Tal that the Tawla should be played in, so Kar Duja, Kar Tija. So the people who are learning Tawla, you should know what this may be and ask your Ustad, Sada, what's his name, Sunny? Surinder, Sarshinder? Sudarshan Singh. Yeah? With the introduction of the Vajja, harmonium, we've destroyed our way basically. We have ourselves destroyed the parampara that Guru Sahib set up, and we continue to propagate that because it's easy to learn the Vajja. It's an easy way of doing it. It's the same like Maharaj Slope. It's easy to learn from Badshir and not learn from Larivar because we don't want to do the main. We don't do the main from Badshir, let alone get to Larivar. Yeah? So it's like we do this schooling system 21 years, and Guru Sahib and everything else in Sikhi, it's always the fifth or the sixth option, let alone second or third. And 9 times Arth Bodh, and that's all of us. Raag Vidya and Darbar Sahib, Harmandir Sahib, the first Shabd is always sang in Raag, that's the parampara now. So instead of it being all in Raag, the Kirtani has to sing the first Shabd in Raag, or they'll get the sack. Yeah, if anyone finds out. Yeah? So that's the parampara. Now the SGPC, that some people love quoting and saying Pantha Krayatmananda, Panth Puravan, the Kaltakti Radmananda. Yeah? When I'm checking the English art and the English translations of it, it's so bad, the English translations, that you miss the point. So I've actually quoted the Punjabi, because if I quoted the English, it wouldn't make sense. So Kirtan Gurbani nu Ragan Vichu Charan Kanu Kende Han. So what it's saying is, Kirtan is actually the practice of doing, playing an instrument with Gurbani in Raag. So in that, they're saying basically, Kirtan is only Kirtan when it's sang in Raag. That's what they're actually saying. So the Jathebandi and the organisation say, Asi Panch Gurmanik Maryada nu mande ha, phir lagu karo. In all your Guru cars, make sure every single Kirtan that sits on your stage does it in Raag. Because if you're not, then you're going against the Maryada. Yeah? So we actually have to accept the Maryada at certain points as well. And say there's a lot of major good points in it as well. There's only a few controversial points, but major, this is one of the things. So the Jathebandi always shove it down our throat, yeah? Kirtan aapka te kadi Raag tak padya nahi hona. Yeah? So some Kirtan will do it in Raag, the majority won't. We've got filmy tunes and everything else going on. I remember I talked somewhere in London, and they wanted to go for a meal afterwards, some of the guys with me. So we went, and main khada nahi hai, so I didn't eat nothing. And the radio was playing, and there's a song playing. And one of the guys with me, he used to just Kirtan, do Simran and stuff. And he used to do this really lovely Kirtan, Simran tune. And the radio was playing, and the song came on. The song came on, the exact Simran tune that he does. I was like, oh my life. He looked at me, I looked at him, we just smiled, we just both knew. So he copied this English song, yeah, for this Simran tune. And he was just, and I've never heard him do it again as well, to be fair. I don't know if I've never heard him do it again. But even at Darbar Sahib, you know, when they say that Satnam, Sri Vaheguru, Sahib, Viji, that's actually in Raag as well. Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but it is, yeah. But anyway, the tradition of Raag Vidiya is preserved by Namtaris, even though we don't like Namtaris, they preserve the Vidya of Raag, Kirtan. Bhai Kultar Singh, currently, yeah, so Sina Basina from Guru Gobind Singh's time, his family have done Kirtan, so his father was Bhai Kultar Singh, who's passed away. So he's carrying on that tradition. Bhai Baldeep Singh's from the same family as well. He does his Kirtan a bit weird because he doesn't actually play a Saj himself and sort of makes himself the centrepiece. But he's still got a lot of Raag Vidya. Now the Rababis, so people who played the Rabab, the Bhai Mardana played, we've sort of said they can't do Kirtan anymore. So going back to this Rehat Maryada that the SGPC made, they said only a Sikh can do Kirtan, no one else can do Kirtan. Yeah? Now Bhai Mardana's family were Sikhs. Yeah? They might have fallen out the Sikh path. So if you look at Bhai Mardana, Satta Balwanda, Ramkali Ki War, Satta Balwanda, they're actually grandsons, I think, of Bhai Mardana from what I can recall. Yeah? So they were Rababis of Guru Sahib's time as well. But what happened is, Bhai Mardana's family still exists, or the descendants, and they're still Rababis and they're in Pakistan. But they're now not allowed in our Guru cards to do Kirtan. But it's their own downfall as well. And I will say that because if you look at the history, Guru Nanak says to Bhai Mardana says, Asi doom, we're a low caste, कि मेरा परिवार दा की बनूगा Maharaj says to Bhai Mardana कि एक गल है जे थोड़ा परिवार ना कदी से केस ना कटूगा फिर साडी कृपा होगी है ना and his family now the descendants they cut the case and stuff cut the dariyan and they now are sort of shunned completely from our home. But the setting up of this Maryada actually banned Rababis who were non-Sikhs as well. But if you look at Guru Sahib's times and stuff, other people are allowed on. So this Maryada also propagates the view that no one else who's a non-Sikh should be allowed onto a stage in a Guru Car. Yeah? But that's that, yeah. But in that sense as well, we've lost the Rababi tradition as well. So we need to bring them in and learn the Vidya off them as well. Now where do we learn this Raag Vidiya or Kirtan? It's very limited in terms of real string instruments. There's no mass school institute as there should be, yeah? So you've got the Javadi Taksal, you've got other things that now teach here and there, but really overall, it isn't much enough. So this is the actual Rabab, yeah? So this is played sideways, yeah? This is a Saranda. Now I'm confused, but I'm sticking to Patiala University, yeah? So they're saying on their website that it was played from the 3rd Pasha's time, and I'm not sure who made the Saranda, so I'm not going to say Dujje Pasha made it. Some people say Dujje Pasha played it as well, but definitely from the Dujje Pasha's time, the Saranda was played in Guru Kar. Thus, Sheme Pasha made this Saj. Yeah, Sheme Pasha made it himself, yeah. Now the other one, is the Dilruba, which people say that's Sheme Pasha made, but he didn't. It's a lie that's been perpetuated by a few people across the world. So the Dilruba is a Saj which has been played in Guru Kar, but really it's a recent Saj. So it doesn't historically go back to Guru Sahib's time, so it couldn't have been played then. Yeah, but the same people in the UK are perpetuating that view, that the Ruba was, but it's not. When you go to other people in Raag Vidiya, they'll tell you it's not. So these other instruments were played as well, so you all know what the tabla is. That's a jori, The jori is very limited in terms of use now, in terms of kirtan, because you have to do kirtan in a certain way really to play the jori as well. Now the mirdang, which is like a Turki, but it's not, it's slightly different, yeah? The Mirdang was played on Name Pasha, yeah? That's historically ascertained that he played it under. And possibly as well, Name Pasha came to the UK and played it here, but we'll leave that one there. Anyway, Dhadhi and Kaveeshar, yeah? Dhadhi and Kaveeshar, Sheme Pasha started. Reason Sheme Pasha started, so this is a 3-man or 3-female band now, which is someone playing the sarangi and 2 people playing the dad, the little drums, yeah? So the sarangi can also be used for kirtan as well. Yeah, you can do kirtan on it. And the sarangi, to be fair, as a string instrument, is very easy to play. I could play it, yeah, so I'm sure some of you can learn how to play it. Yeah, I can't anymore, but I could before. But anyway, the Dhadhis and the Kaveeshari, they were set up to instill warrior spirit in us. So the Vana that they sing, they're made up or historically based, yeah, but it's to instill warrior spirit in us. So that's what Sheme Pasha started it. Singa Pravesh, Vala, instill him honor, inspiration. Not Kachi Bani. Some people make this argument, yes, Bina Sadhur Hor Kachi Hai Bani, yeah, comes in Anand side. But Sheme Pasha set this up, so how can it be Kachi Bani? Kachi Bani is something which breaks you from your Guru. If it's joining you to your Guru, it's not Kachi Bani then. Yeah? Now, Babaniya Kahaniya Put Support Karen. So Gurbani also says, Babaniya, which is like stories, Kahaniya, stories again, and that. Put Support Karen. So the people who are sons, and actually people who are raising their father's name, support, yeah, they sing the praises of their gurus and their elders, and that's what they do, and that's what this system does. That's what Katha does as well. Yeah. Now, Maharaj Seva, as Sikhs, if Guru Sahib is our central core and our everything, shouldn't we all know how to do Maharaj Seva? Because we can't even save your physical Guru. What can you do? Yeah. So this whole debate about beach weddings and everything else that's going on in our country, and everyone trying to drag Maharaj in a suitcase across the world, and anywhere they can, there's no regard for Maharaj. We don't believe Guru Granth Sahib as a living Guru. We believe in Guru Sahib as a book. A lot of people do, As simple as that. That's what it's come down to now, yeah? Now, even our Taris, how many of us can do Prakash? How many of us can do Sukhasan? How many of us have learned how to do it? These are simple things, Guru Sahib Seva, that we should be able to do. Yeah? So it isn't that we have a Guru card and the Granthi does everything. Yeah? We should learn how to do, so we can take the Granthi's duty here and there as well. That's the whole point of doing it. Handling of Gurbani, keeping your sucha, washing your hands. So we're here today, so it's a bit awkward this room today, but a lot of bhaktis, you see, what they'll do, yeah, when they go to do a wrong, they'll come Matta take first, so they'll Matta take with their hands, touch the floor, yeah, so they wash their hands outside wherever, they go back down to the back of the tabia, they'll Matta take on the tabia with their hands on the tabia, then they'll clean the chadar with their hands, and they'll sit and start doing the wrong. Yeah, the bhakti who's there, his feet been all over that tabia. Yeah, so you've touched the floor everywhere, touched all the duri, and then you're touching the ang, Maharaj. It's like simple, very simple sucha. that the majority of Granthis and majority of people who do Maharaj Seva don't do. So us the same when we wear hajuriya, oh it taksali ta koi cheez nu hath nahi laade, eta hai na har ek cheez nu hai na hajuriya laade and all this sort of stuff. But there's simple protocols for Guru Sahib. So a Granthi or a Bhatti should use his hajuriya to touch the floor if he's not going to wash his hands again. Yeah? So it's, and then like things like when you sit on Maharaj's Damdami, put a tali over your legs or put a loya over your legs, because it's very easy while you're sitting there to touch your legs or your feet. So we catch Bhattis and Akantpats sometimes holding their feet on a roll, and we kick them off the roll and say, go and wash your hands. Yeah? And it's a commonplace practice for Bhattis especially to hold their foot on a roll. I don't know why they do it, yeah? I don't know what it is, yeah? They hold their foot on a roll for some reason, yeah? But anyway, stitching of Ramalle, yeah, in the Maryada for Taksali sayings, it's written that you have to learn how to stitch. If you call yourself a Taksali, I don't call myself one, but if you call yourself one, then you should be able to stitch. Now stitching of Ramalle come useful there. If you get a gash in war, you might have to stitch someone up. You might have to stitch up a wound. Yeah, so it comes useful. So someone teach me how to stitch. Yeah, I might need it one day. Yeah, Langar Maryada, how to cook, where to cook, how to keep sucham, how to do pork. Yeah, what you're supposed to use for the tarka. So most people won't know tarka. Guru Sahib's actual parampara is desi ghyo da tarka. It's nothing else. Now you might say it's fat and you might say whatever, yeah, but that's a Guru Sahib parampara. That's desi ghyo da. Yeah, most what they're in India use dalla, which is basically tail, because they can't afford it. Yeah, so they'll do that. But Guru Sahib parampara is desi ghyo. So when we do big smags in the UK, we try our best, or the long is true, that it's always actually desi ghyo da. Yeah, it might cost more money, but we try it the best that we can. But that's actual Maryada. Deg Maryada again, how do you make the deg? What are the proportions you put in? What bani do you read? What job do you do? Should you be wearing chapla in the kitchen? I've got sent photos of someone making deg with chapla on this week. Yeah? But it's like simple things like that. Health and safety might say if you wear chapla in the kitchen. Sadi health and safety hai. Asi je mar ke deg banana ch kiya. Yeah? Deg banana se. Yeah? But the point is like sarabal and stuff like that. Now a lot of God in the UK and the world, what the deg have started doing, people who make the deg, they start putting in what's it called? Suji. So they mix suji in the deg. So when you go to God across the UK, you know when the deg is really white in colour, they put suji in it. It actually is an atta a lot of the time now. So what they do is they put the atta in, but they put suji in it as well to make it taste better. Yeah. So and that's like another ingredient. So in deg you only have Panchamrit, it's called, yes, 5 ingredients, yeah? Fire, water, atta, ghyo, yeah? What's the other one? Sugar. Yeah? Water, yeah? Water, yeah? So, ghyo, maida, khana, ke, atta, khand, yeah? What was the other one? Water, and then the fire to heat it, that's it, sorry, messed that up, yeah, properly. But anyway, the Maryada, yeah, Sarablo as well. So like places like Taksal Sahib to this day, all the day is in Sarablo Bhatte, even when they're giving it out afterwards. So they keep it in Sarablo, they don't put it in a steel the Bhatta. That doesn't really matter, but it's like Parampara. Sometimes you have to keep stuff going, otherwise you lose it completely. So all day must be made in a Sarablo Bhatta. So in homes we might make it in aluminium, or they might do stupid other stuff on it. So like our house and at my home, we buy Sarablo and then the Bhatta goes missing. And like when you go to make the deg, like banana, yeah, it's like whenever we bring a sarablo karai, it just goes missing, yeah. But you should keep it separate for deg as well. It shouldn't be used for anything else as well. And even langar as well. The pork, the pan, they should be separate. There should be a lug that you do in the pork for Maharaj. So these are sort of things for Maharaj Seva, but you need to learn it all from Guru Sikhs, and it is essential because if you can't save your Guru, who can you save? Yeah. The whole point of your Manukha Janam is to actually be of service to Guru Sahib. And if you can't do that seva, then it's like, yeah. Anyway, Shastar Vidiya. Oh man, how many? I don't know how many slides are. Yeah? As a minimum, we should all know how to use your Gurmat. If you wear a Gurmat and you don't know how to use it, yeah, you might as well wear a plastic one. Yeah? Because it's of no use. Yeah? Because if you don't know how to use it, then what's the point? And if it's blunt, yeah, and it's got rust on it and you can't get it out of the yard, then it's just dead as well, isn't it? It's not even usable. Now the size of it matters in terms of your hand, and can you get your hand on the muttan, can you use it? And if it's a small one, how are you going to put your fingers on it if you do get into a sticky situation? So you need to know the knowledge of Shastra and the uses as well. So modern day, really, you need to know how to use guns. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you need to know how to use modern. That's not going on your PlayStation playing Modern Warfare and whatever it may be. Yeah, yeah, it might help you a bit. Yeah, but like touching the buttons, firing a gun, completely different. Yeah, but if you're going to go to Shastar Vidiya, then you need to do everything. Yeah, and the whole point is because we're supposed to be an army. If you don't see yourself as an army, you're a peaceful person. That's fine. Yeah, but the concept is supposed to be an army. So if we're an army, a fat lad, yeah, who can't do nothing, yeah, then we're not going to do anything in war as well. Simple as that, yeah. Me included, yeah. So the thing is, you have to be ready, and if you can't, it's like this Bhakti and Gurbani saying basically, okay, udhar jang lagi, then you start learning Shastar Vidiya. Yeah, so the war started, and you start saying, teach me Shastar Vidiya, I'm going to learn it. And you're like, might as well shoot you now, isn't it? Yeah, rather than let you learn now. Anyway, do what you can, practice of Shastar Vidiya, or even your Gurbani, things like that, training and physical activity. Yeah, that's up to you what your regime is, but you need to do something. And that physicality is about also keeping fit and healthy to be able to Nam Simran. Yeah, we have no national guard or army. Yeah, the Dals are supposed to be our national guard, or like that's what is sort of given out. But to be fair to the Dals in their defence as well, and Nihang is each Sikh who takes Amrit really. It's not the Nihang Dal's duty, but we haven't got a specified national guard or army. So even the Kal Taksal Jathadar, if he's a Jathadar of our army, he should have like 15 Sengs around him, Tyar bar Tyar. That's what it should be. If he's our real leader, he isn't at the moment, but that's what it should be. We all need to be ready for whatever life throws at us, yeah? Karku activities, yeah? Going on underground missions, yeah? It's usually seen as illegal by nation states, yeah? But at the end of the day, they're our national guard, but they have to hide in the shadows, because they can't come out, because what they're doing is seen as illegal by nation states and other people. But this is part of our parampara and learning how to do things, yeah? And if that means breaking the law, you might have to break the law. I'm not promoting inciting violence, yeah? But certain things happen, Anyway, yeah. What to learn? Physical body, diet, health, organ function, for fighting fitness, but also for bhakti. Suppleness and yoga. Now people in our time, we've got this really bad right-wing thing against yoga. I'm not saying become a 3-8-old guru, yeah? But at the same time, certain yoga stances are good to get your suppleness going, and that'll help you to do Simran and help you sit down. So a lot of Guru Sikhs, especially the lads, they can't sit down in Jankra. It's like, you can't even sit in Jankra. You can't sit for more than half an hour, you struggle with that. So that's the whole point of that. Mind over matter. And the whole point of all of this, self-realisation and then God-realisation, that's what we're supposed to get to. So all this education, all this vidya, doesn't matter how you do it, how you go about it, that's what it's supposed to lead to. Yeah? Or what I'm going to do now, yeah, I'm going to give you an overview of the aim of Guru Granth Sahib. Yeah? I'm doing a talk of this at the Sikh Inspire camp as well, but I'll give you an overview now, yeah? So if we took, yeah, Guru Granth Sahib, the seed of Guru Granth Sahib, like a tree, yeah? If we use a metaphor of a tree, the seed would be Onkar, the root would be Mool Mantar, the tree trunk would be Japji Sahib, and the fruits and shoots, or the rest of the tree, with the rest of the Ang of Guru Granth Sahib. So that's how the tree would function. So what we're actually supposed to do is from the 1430 on, we get Agyan, we get Avidya, and then we break them down and condense them down to Japji Sahib. Then we condense the Japji Sahib down to the Mool Mantar. Then we condense the Mool Mantar back down to Ik Onkar. Then we reduce the Onkar back to Ik, and then you get back to God. You realise who you are and you realise who God is. So that's our spiritual path of what we're supposed to do through all these education. It doesn't matter which step you take, doesn't matter which Jathebandi you use here. The whole point is to get back to this. That's the whole aim of it. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through Ik Onkar, yeah, and how you can reduce everything down to this, yeah. So Ik Onkar, so one on that side, Onkar, that God who creates everything, yeah, Sabda Prakashik, yeah. So Ik is Nirgun. That means that Ik, that one, yeah, he's got no qualities. Yeah, he's devoid of any qualities. Because if he's got qualities, then he's part of Maya, part of the illusion of the world. Onkar Roop is Sargun Roop. Yeah, so that's God in the world functioning. Yeah, so Sargun Roop were the Guru Sahibs and Guru Granth Sahib now and Panch Pyare now. Yeah, so Guru Granth Sahib is Sargun Roop of Akal Purkh. So we can speak directly in the creation to God through Guru Granth Sahib, through Hukamnama. Now on this side, the Ik is the creator. Yeah. But then what he does is he spirts his power forward and he makes creation. In Gurbani, that's called Ishwar. Yeah? God in the creation is called Ishwar. Yeah? So he's the creator, but this is the creation on this side. Yeah? Ik has got no anjan, got no illusion in him, niranjan. Yeah, it's got no illusion. This side, creation's got Maya, it's all illusion, all matter. Yeah? So on this side you could have, I'm putting on here now, this could be force and that could be matter. Yeah? This side, oneness, this over here, duality. Because one is it. As soon as you said Omkar with it, you got two. As soon as you got creation, you got two things going on, Anna, and two schools of thought of what exists and what doesn't. Ik is invisible, so you have to uncover that power. So someone could say to me, there's water here. Yeah? Some of you who are intellectual and know this example say, yeah, there is. Some of you would say, nah, main to jate haan. Ithe kitte paani to kamla hai. Yeah? Yeah? Now, if I got a cold bottle of Coke and put it here and didn't open it, just freezing cold from the fridge, you'd get water outside the bottle, wouldn't you? So there was water here, wasn't there? There was always water here. But what we have to do something to make it come out, to show you that it is actually there. In the same way, the invisible God exists in everything. Yeah? But we have to uncover that power to realise it's there. Otherwise, the visible power of God in the creation deludes us, and we start believing in the visibility. So we fall in love with our partner, we think our kids exist, we think everything exists. But really, nothing does, only the invisible exists. Yeah? Now, love is with one, with God. Yeah? Everything else is attachment. Gurbani says that. I'm not going to give you the examples here. Yeah? But love is only with God. Everything else is attachment. Yeah? How we did last week in the birth ceremony. Now here, if is God. On the Omkar side, this is when we come and we get spirited forward. We are the Jeev, we are a being, we think we exist. Once we relinquish our ego and realise we don't exist, we become God. Yeah? No birth and death, a journey. Yeah, that ik is a journey. On this side, 8.4 million lives, keep spinning around. Yeah? Firte, bahute, that's what we said last week.